Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, March 1, 2021. A raft of new and stricter COVID-19 control measures took effect today as the country grapples with a continued spike in cases. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the measures under the Disaster Risk Management Act during a press briefing Sunday evening. He said the measures were needed to cauterize the spike and its associated increase in hospitalization, as well as a jump in the island's positivity rates. The all-island curfew remains at 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. until March 23. All places of worship, including churches, will engage only in online services, with a maximum of 10 persons allowed inside the place of worship to facilitate the broadcast. Zoos, parks, gyms, attractions, and bars will close at 6 p.m. daily. All public beaches and rivers will be closed. As for the education sector, only students sitting exit exams will be permitted to have face-to-face classes, while all other grades will continue to learn remotely. This applies to both public and private schools. The stay-at-home order for persons 60 years and older will remain until March 22. And the Prime Minister has instituted a ban on social events within public sector entities and called for a strict work-from-home arrangement effective March 4.
Permanent secretaries are directed to have only persons who work in critical service delivery and where the nature of the work performed requires that the job functions be performed at the physical office location.
Prime Minister Holness is also asking the private sector to implement work-from-home arrangements where possible. As of next Monday, March 8, all funerals and burials will be prohibited. Funerals already scheduled for March 1 to 7 will be allowed. And weddings have been reduced to a maximum 25 persons, including the officiating pastor, witnesses, and the wedding party. The Prime Minister says all other measures, including the 10-person public gathering limit and the mandatory wearing of masks in public places, will remain in effect until March 23. Meanwhile, measures have also been announced to try and contain imported COVID-19 cases. All persons traveling to the island, including Jamaicans, are required to present a negative COVID-19 test. The test must be conducted within 72 hours prior to the date of travel. Business travelers must present a pre-test result and will also incur the cost of a PCR test after their arrival in Jamaica.
The government has to shift this burden because obviously the limited budget that we have in every area we have to try and save. So we will shift the burden of the PCR test onto the business traveler.
In the meantime, there remains a restriction on flights coming directly from the United Kingdom until March 22. In other COVID-19 news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has welcomed the announcement that the Indian government will be donating AstraZeneca vaccines to Jamaica this week. Since the beginning of the pandemic, India has donated 500,000 doses of the vaccine to CARICOM countries. The donation to Jamaica was announced last Friday as the government of the Republic of India presented the Ministry of Health with pharmaceutical and medical supplies. During another assignment on Friday, Prime Minister Holness expressed gratitude for the donation. He also sought to reassure Jamaicans that government was working to ensure that all vaccines received were approved by the World Health Organization and distributed through a seamless and safe delivery process.
The Ministry of Health has to go through an entire process of training, of securing cold chains, of selecting areas where vaccinations will take place, of creating a database of persons vaccinated and a system of registration for people to be able to schedule their vaccine and be properly documented because they would have to get a first and a second dose. All of those things are taking place. So Jamaica is right in line with the other countries that will get.
In other news, the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, JBI, is now set to implement the second phase of the Rural Economic Development Initiative Ready 2 Water Harvesting and Greenhouse Cluster Project. This after a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, was signed last Friday between the JBI and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. Minister of State in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, J.C. Hutchinson, says the objective of the $500 million project is to strengthen market linkages and enhance climate-resilient approaches.
We will see strengthening of the market linkages, better agriculture and tourism linkages, improved productivity, improved standards and quality of outputs, as well as a host of other benefits. This aligns with the vision of the government of Jamaica for a sustainable economy, which is to invest even more resources to foster sustainability and wide-ranging research efforts to meet these new challenges.
320 greenhouse farmers and their households, including persons with disabilities, will benefit from the initiative, which is expected to be implemented over a 5-year period. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.